Hi, everyone. This is Felix from Konfidently. We are business transformation experts, and I'm here with one of our experts, Michelle, who specializes in reigniting creativity. She is here to give you an amazing, confident approach. So thank you very much, Michelle, for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
I know that you do a lot of work with executives on creativity, innovation, and I know you put a lot of time studying about it. So what are the latest stats on this right now?
Yeah, well, a lot of executives that I'm talking to are saying that they feel like their teams are stuck, like there's a creative plateau that's going on. And I read a blog post from Rise recently that said that 86% of executives agree that innovation and creativity is super important. It's not just a luxury, it's essential. But get this, Felix, only 6% are satisfied with the results that they're getting.
6%.
6%.
So I would when I was running my previous company, I believe, we were doing stuff, but yeah, we fell in that 6% or in the 94% where we didn't feel like we were getting the kind of creativity that we really wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. If you think about an environment that fosters and embraces creativity, you may think of like a kindergarten classroom or an art studio, but you probably don't think of your typical office space, right?
No.
So Felix, if I were to ask you to imagine what the offices looked like at General Electric, what would you tell me?
Probably a lot of cubicles, kind of a stagnant, where it's all quiet. Nobody's talking to each other. Yeah.
Fluorescent lighting. Yeah, exactly. And cubicles are not exactly conducive to creativity.
Right.
Now, conversely, I don't know if you've ever seen the Google offices or picture of the Google offices, but if I mention Google, I'm guessing you get a very different picture.
Yeah, a lot of natural light, a lot of areas where people can congregate and talk and share ideas. Yeah, it's much different.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you can even bring your pet to work at Google.
That would, okay.
Right, but the whole premise is about creating an environment that people want to be in, that they feel comfortable being in, that has an energy that's free flowing.
Okay, great. Okay, so how would you help? How do you help executives turn creativity back on in companies?
So I've got 5 quick and easy things that you can do to embrace a creative environment that quite honestly, the world is demanding today, that your business is demanding for transformation. So the first thing is when you have your meetings, when you have your brainstorming sessions, you want to ask for multiple ideas from every employee, from every teammate. Right. So this is an illogical brainstorming. It's like an unconventional, think tank. And you really want to reward the creative risk takers. So you want to embrace the ridiculous and really welcome and encourage those what ifs and create a non-judgment environment where when somebody throws out an idea, then your immediate response becomes yes and. Right? So you've got lots of ideas coming at you. And when you're giving your employee, your teammate, the feedback that everything, yes, bring it all to me, then it just expounds their energy and their creativity. So make sure that you're creating a non-judgmental environment, because what'll happen is if somebody raises their hand to share something and they get met with a no but, right off the bat, because it's, it might seem illogical or it might seem too big or, not possible. It shuts them down and it creates constraints and it stifles creativity.
Got it. Okay. That totally makes sense. So what's another way that executives can turn it around?
So the second idea is actually tied very closely to the first. And in addition to a yes and attitude, you want to treat every idea as if it were the idea. So you don't ever want to shoot down an idea, because you never know where it might go, especially when presented with the rest of the team, right? Somebody may suggest something and then somebody else can piggyback off on it and take it into a completely different direction. And you never really know where an idea is going to go. So everything needs to be encouraged. Everything needs to be praised and recognized, and treat every idea as if the idea. You know when you do a puzzle with your family,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody finds a piece,
Yeah.
it's like everybody, there's no competition, right? Everybody's working together. So everybody's like, yes, you know, it's awesome. So you want to treat your meetings like that.
Okay. Okay, great. That's fantastic. So what's another way?
Okay, so the third thing that you can do is to embrace uncertainty. And you really want to lean in. So you might have a challenge, you might have what you frame as a problem, but instead I would encourage you to rethink that and look at it as an exciting challenge, right? Because then, first of all, there's less energy, there's less stress with it, right? But it just puts you in this fun place where anything's possible. And I think of Hamilton as being a perfect example of that.
Okay.
Who would have ever thought that the story of Alexander Hamilton could be conveyed in a hip hop rap? Yet here you have these two completely unrelated things that, when brought together, are just a piece of art.
Right, right. Okay, fantastic. All right. So what's the next one?
So the fourth thing that you can do is switch up your routine. Now, traditionally, we might have Thursday morning sales meetings in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And now with different restrictions, that may not be a possibility. So many things are moving to Zoom. It's moving online as if we weren't in front of the computers enough. But one thing that you can do is, say, relocate within your environment. You can take your computer out to your backyard and have everybody have their meeting from some sort of an outside location in their own personal residence, in their own space. So that's one way where you can really kind of switch up and start to embrace a different way of doing the typical normal things that you do on a week in, week out basis. Mm-hmm. The other thing that you want to do is you want to shake things up within your team. So have your customer service people talk to your salespeople, and have your managers spend time with your tech team or with your programming team. But let inspiration flow through multiple channels.
Got it. All right. So make sure that you're cross-pollinating people. Okay, great.
Yes, cross-pollinating.
So what's the fifth thing that you would recommend?
So the fifth thing that you can do is to encourage playfulness. Okay. Create a Facebook page or a Slack channel, or really anything that becomes a virtual water cooler. Mm-hmm. Right? We're seeing each other in meetings, and that's great. But at the same time, because it's a computer, because there's not that face-to-face personal contact, a lot of us are feeling very disconnected. So if you've got a place that's exclusively devoted to fun, then, you know, just like Google, it's going to raise the overall spirit and energy, which is going to in turn increase the creativity. Make sure, though, that when you're doing that, that you're open to feedback and suggestions from what your team actually wants and what's going to work for them. Okay. Right? So you just want to have an open door policy.
Okay, great. All right. So I think these are 5 things that any executive can start putting into practice right away if they're not satisfied with the innovation and creativity that they're getting right now. So Michelle, thank you so much.
Right. Felix, it's all about creating. It's all about creating that culture, right? Creating that creative culture is going to help your business innovate and make those connections that you wouldn't have otherwise seen before. And so not only are you going to amplify and expand the resources that you already have, you're going to become a magnet for drawing new talent to your team.
Wow. Like who else, and that's one of the hardest things that any company could do is recruit and hire people. And if you just did 5 things like this and changed that culture, and it would be easier to recruit people, how much easier can life be for an executive, right?
Right. Absolutely.
All right, great. Well, Michelle, thank you so much. These are 5 great tips. We really appreciate this confident approach that you've given us, and we look forward to hearing even more from you in the near future.
Thanks, Felix.
Right. So if you like this confident approach, give us a like, give us a subscribe, contact Michelle to get more information from her and get more ideas. We thank you very much. Have a great day.